Well, hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another episode of This and That. It looks different in here.
Yes, I'm trying to find the right position right now because I feel different.
I feel like we're in timeout, but no, this is great. And so, how are you today?
Well, we got kicked out of our room, kind of, sort of, not in a bad way. Somebody had the room to record, so we had to make this work.
Yep.
Because we were ready. We didn't want to cancel. We really want to stay consistent. Mm-hmm. We know that a lot of our friends are kind of waiting every Thursday to see what's going to come out. So,
at the end of the day, that's what life is about, adjusting, right?
That's right.
So that's what we did. So before we get started, make sure that you subscribe to this channel. If you have not done so already, go ahead and like this video. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram and like us on Facebook.
That's right. And don't forget to comment.
Yes, comment. Please comment.
Yes.
So I think I want to do something a little different today.
Oh, Lord.
Right? So I think I want to introduce our topic today with a would you rather question.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Okay.
Do I have to answer?
You do. Would you rather be proposed to in private or in front of family and friends?
Oh, in private.
In private?
In private, please. Because now, too much pressure, I think.
Right.
When it's in front of family and friends. Because what about... So, imagine how difficult it is for me to answer this type of questions, right?
Oh, my
so
God,
imagine somebody, proposed to me in front... What about you?
I think I would like the family and friends.
Why?
That's so romantic to me, and then I think having my family and friends involved in that process would just make it so special for me.
Wow, okay. Because to me it would be
special. The intimate,
Because even when I got married, it was just me and Tommy. We're like, okay, let's go get married. Let's do it. Not too much to it.
Not too much, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that question was a good segue to a larger question, I think. So if you haven't guessed already, we will talk about marriage. We both have that in common. So
okay.
We're going to discuss marriage.
Okay, let's discuss marriage the best way we can.
The best way we can, right?
The best way we can.
Because that's such a big part of who we are.
Right. It is. It is. Yes.
And that probably, I was going to say that probably has been our longest commitment, but I think I had my child before I got married. So I think I was a parent first.
Same here.
But still.
Yeah. No.
It's a large portion of who we are, right? We spend a lot of our time married, in the marriage, doing the marriage stuff. So why not talk about it with girlfriends and we'll talk about marriage, right? So, larger question.
Okay, larger question.
What advice would you offer a single person who wants to be married or a newly married couple?
Well, for the single person who wants to be married, why?
Oh, God. Why?
Why? I'm just kidding. Run the other way. No, I'm just kidding. Just someone who wants to be married. Just take your time, I guess. Just take your time. Don't rush or don't rush it. I guess don't rush into marriage just because you feel that you have to do it, or I don't know. It's difficult because sometimes, we know that you're supposed to marry for love, right? Right? But some people have different reasons,
right,
for getting married. It's just not just the love. So I guess depending on the situation and the circumstances, it will be that. Just take your time. Just take your time, get to know your partner, and
let's stop right there.
Okay.
Because then I'll offer my bit. Because I wholeheartedly agree. don't rush. I mean, it's really no rush. I think it's very important before you get married that you work out whatever that you have to work out within yourself, because I think is as much as the love is necessary, I think is as equally, if not more necessary, that you're healthy before going into a marriage. Because marriage is not we shouldn't be dealing with fractions in marriage. We should be dealing with wholeness and oneness in marriage. And I think that one whole individual coming together with another whole individual then could forge that unity of oneness, because 1 times 1 equals 1.
Look at you, you know math.
That's as far as it goes with math.
Wait, what did you say?
1 times 1 equals 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, it's about you talking about that's right.
I just wanted to make sure you were saying it right. You were saying it right.
Right. So that's what I think. Like, really.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, because I agree, of course, you will like to think that you're going into a marriage with just love.
Right.
And that love alone is going to make a relationship work. To me, before that is the respect.
Yes.
You know, that's, to me, I think that's the basic of any relationship. It will be any relationship, but especially a relationship where you are going to be in the same household with this person. You may not, but you may have children with this person, and then there have to be that co-parenting factor that will go in, the trust. So if you don't have the basics, which to me is respect, you can have all the love you want for each other, all of it. But if you're not respecting each other, then, you know, you heading for a lot of headaches and disappointment.
Yeah, respect is key. It's critical. It's critical. So I think that covered a little bit of before you do.
So go ahead. And
what about after you did? Like, so now I'm in it.
Yeah. You can't just run away.
You can't just run away. And then I didn't consider all these things that we're talking about. Then what? What do we do then?
And we're talking about newlyweds. Right?
Yeah. What advice? Because you've been married how long?
Oh gosh, 15 years.
Tommy, I'm gonna get her.
15 years? No, because I always
get it confused. Yeah,
I get it confused because I always start counting from the time that we actually
started dating.
Not really started dating, but where our relationship felt that it finally reached that strong, solid point.
Okay.
So then I have to remind myself that no, I got married after my first child was born. So she's 15. So we have been married for 15 years. 15 and some months. I think we're heading towards the 16th now.
Okay.
If I'm counting right.
You are. Because it's February.
14.
You're headed to. Yeah.
Cliche. You know, like, yes. February 14th, let's go get married. Oh, okay. But no, in all seriousness, my advice for newlyweds will be to be ready to fight for your marriage. Be ready to fight.
That's good.
For first year, a lot of times, it's going to be difficult. The first few years, for me, it was the first year. The first year was extremely difficult because even though before getting married, we thought we had a solid relationship and everything, now you're coming really into a place where you're sharing everything, where, you know, you're supposed to discuss decisions, you're supposed to make decisions together. For me, the issue has always been reporting where I am. I have a hard time doing that because I guess that sense of independency was too big and so strong. I don't know. But the first year was very difficult, and we had to be willing to look for help and ask for help. So we ended up going to marriage counseling,
Yeah.
which is one of the best things that we have ever done, and I recommend it for everyone. Even if you feel that you're in a good place,
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like a car with a tune-up. You don't wait for your car to break down to give to take your car for service. You're supposed to do it before then to keep it
preventative.
Exactly. So that's how I feel about marriage counseling now. But you have to be willing to put in the work. If you're not willing to put in the work, then there's no point. I really think.
I felt that one. Because that is so true. Like, that is so true because it's an ongoing thing.
It's ongoing.
So you need stamina. Yeah. Like, you have to be willing to say this is for the long haul. Right? Because it requires stamina. And it requires effort. Michael Jordan once said this quote. He said, "You miss 100% of the shots that you never take." Right. So in terms of a relationship, right? Mm-hmm. If you're not putting in the effort, you're not going to see improvement. In fact, I've heard it put this way with Dr. Darius Daniels. He stated that effort is the currency we pay for improvement. Right? Mm-hmm. So you have to be willing to put in that work. You have to be willing to fight. You have to be willing to compromise. You have to be difficult sometimes. Absolutely. And you know what else is a big thing? You have to be willing. You have to be principled, right? And in saying this, because there are going to be times where you don't feel like fighting. And you may feel like I have every reason not to fight. But because I'm a principled person, I'm going to put principle over pleasure. Right? I'm going to put principle over selfish desires or wants and needs. And I'm going to do what's best for the marriage. Right. Yeah. Right. No, it's tough. Like, I mean, I don't know what was your experience that first year, but again, for me, I mean, if it wasn't for my mom, because it got to the point, I moved here from New York, so I was here with no family members. It was just me, Tommy, and his family, which I couldn't be more blessed. I have to say, they were so loving and welcoming and warm to me. Yeah. And that helped a lot, being that I was here, a new mom. Yeah. Tiana was only 5 months old when I moved here. So it was tough because I have always been around my family. If not around my mom, I have always been around my cousins and have always been around family members. So being here by myself, newlywed with a baby, it was a lot to process. And I remember one time, Tammy and I got into an argument, and I called my mom and I was like, I'm leaving. I'm leaving, I'm packing my stuff. And she was like, wait a minute. Right. Coming where? What? Excuse me, guys? Right. Over an argument? No. Honey, you're going to stay there. Of course, I explained to her what happened. It was a big deal to me at that moment. Right. But it really wasn't. So I'm glad that my mom, which I was not expecting that because my mom has, I'm not going to put my mom's business out there, but she has been married and divorced a few times because she's the type that she's like, I'm not taking no from no man, right? So when I called her, I said, I'm ready to come home. I don't think this is for me. I don't want to do this. For her to say, no, I don't think so. I was kind of like, I have nowhere to go. Oh my gosh, I have to stay here. Right. But I'm glad I did. It gets better when you put in that work. After 15 years, I wouldn't trade it for anything. Getting to know my husband and getting to compromise, because no one is perfect. I'm not perfect. He's not perfect, but we are good for each other. We are a really, really good team. Yes. So to learn how to play on each other's strengths. Yes. And to learn how to help each other on those places where maybe we need improvement individually. We have been able to do that really, really well, and I'm really proud. I'm really proud of what we have. Good. So I think I heard a few things in what you just said that I would like to pull out. Team, right? It's important to know that in a marriage, it is a team. That you shouldn't be fighting with each other. Like, you fight against the world, but you don't fight with each other.
Right.
You know? And then that you said something about we got to a place of compromising. So it's something that you work towards, right? For some people, it could just be there. You know, you could have that already embedded in you, but for many of us, it comes from a place where we have to get to, because we are coming with our own set of unique experiences, our own upbringing, our own ideal of what marriage is, and the presentation of marriage, and what that looks like,
or supposed to look like.
Because for myself, so I've been married 12 years.
I thought you were gonna say I have been married. I was about to say once, girl. You have been
married. I was going to say twice.
I thought you were going to say more. Like, girl, you have been married once.
12 years. So I'm very ecstatic about that, because I really do believe, like, that's an achievement.
It is.
Our first few years in marriage were great. Like,
oh, wow.
Yeah, I didn't have that experience of the first years of marriage being the hardest. It wasn't until later in the marriage where it got really tough.
Where it got real.
Where it got really real.
Oh, okay. We got some stuff to work on, actually.
We got some stuff to work on. Listen, I didn't know this about you. So, no, it got really real in that part of the marriage. Why, I'm not sure. I think, so here's another nugget that I was able to pull, right, from that, is in relationships, don't get complacent, right? Because I think, once you become so familiar with a person, and you be with them over time and years, sometimes unintentionally you can start to take that person for granted.
Yeah, absolutely.
And maybe some of that was at play, where I may not have, I may have taken him for granted. He may have taken me for granted. And that caused things to surface in the relationship where it got really tough. But we're working that out. We're getting past those things, and we're working it out. But you have to have that stick. You got to stick with it. You got to stick with it if you want it to work.
But at what point is it enough?
Oh, I mean, I think that's different for everyone. I think I think each person know their limit, and they know when it's enough. I believe when it starts to, like, compromise value systems, right? Morals and values, you may want to look at some things. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't have a straight answer for that, other than I think the person knows. There's a saying that when you become sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Okay.
So every person, whatever that point is for that individual.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It depends on the person.
Yeah.
Because, what some people are willing to work through or put effort into, I'm not. And you touch a good point about those values and morals. Like, I have my own set of values and morals. And even though I wasn't raised in a marriage household with two parents, and I had my grandma and my grandpa, but not my mom. And my mom, like I said before, she has been married a few times, because it was, to her, it was like, there are some things that I'm not willing to compromise. So first of all, I never thought I would get married. I used to say in high school that I was going to be a single mom. I was going to have 5 kids and be a single mom and be happy and not have to worry about the headache of having a husband and what comes with having a partner, right? A romantic partner or a husband, whatever, or a spouse. So some things I have learned that I have to compromise in order for our team to work. Some things I'm not willing to even touch. If you cross this line right here, there's no going back.
Right. And that's a great point you make, because I believe in relationships, you have to talk about those non-negotiables. Mm-hmm. So for you, whatever that is, that's a non-negotiable. And in relationships, you have to be willing to talk about that. Mm-hmm. Like, this is what we don't do. And if this happens, then unfortunately, it dissolves the marriage, or I walk away at this point, or we separate, or whatever. And you have to be willing to have those tough conversations of ahead of time. Because the expectation, people need to know what they're getting into. Right. In all fairness, right? What is it that you can't tolerate? Right. What is your big no? Right. What is it that I absolutely cannot do?
Yeah, and even if there are levels to it,
exactly.
Because there are some things that maybe, this was okay or not okay. I was willing to work through this while we were dating. But once we're married, this right here, you better not.
Right.
Because there's no time. I'm not giving you the time to try to fix it. It's just not, I'm not giving you the time to try to fix it.
I'm not as young as I used to be.
That's it. No, we're not, we're not doing that. But again, I have those things, and trust is one. You break my trust. Because to me, I give trust to people as a given. I give it to you, But with the clear expectation that if you break my trust, depending on what you do, you may not get it back.
Right.
And I'm not going to be in a relationship where I feel that I cannot trust any relationship. If I can't trust you, we have a big problem.
That's a horrible feeling.
Because I can't live a life of thinking. I just can't. If the trust is broken, it's broken. So that's one that is non-negotiable. Then I'm spoiled.
You are.
I'm very spoiled.
You are.
And I have been blessed to find someone who's willing to spoil me.
He does.
No matter what.
He caters to you. No matter what.
No matter what. He can be upset. So he can be mad. But he doesn't stop making me feel that I'm his queen. And he reminds me of that even when he's upset and when he's mad. I'm mad at you, but don't forget how important you are to me. And sometimes I know that I may take a little advantage of it, just, because like you mentioned before, you become compliant. It's just kind of, I know what to expect.
You know what to expect.
So I'm trying to do better at that and making sure that, I think he knows. I'm pretty sure he knows. But for me to also express it, like, just to let him know once in a while, like, you know what, you are my king. Thank you for having me as a queen, as your queen, and you are my king. Because sometimes something, I don't know, in my brain being spoiled, whatever it is, I don't know. It's I think I expect for him to always be a certain way, and if something looks a little tiny different, it's like, excuse me,
right?
it's not back in here. Like, what's happening?
Right.
And I have to understand that sometimes it's okay for him to want me to treat him a certain way or to give him more attention, because it's only fair. Mm-hmm. It's only fair.
So, what has marriage taught you about yourself?
About myself?
Yeah.
That I'm spoiled.
Isn't marriage just a big mirror?
Yes.
Don't you see it's like it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That
spoiled. Mm-hmm.
I always thought that my ideas were better. I may still be going through that.
Right. I don't think I'm quite over that one.
Right.
Right.
I see you and I hear you and I understand you. I get you.
And I see you trying, but
this way is better because it's my idea.
Yeah.
So, but I have also learned that I am capable.
Mm-hmm.
I am capable.
Ah, you took the words right out of my mouth.
Or forgiving?
Yes. You took that. It has taught me that I am stronger than what I knew.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea how strong I really was. It taught me that I wasn't as great of a communicator as I thought I was, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because your message is only as effective if, as the person that you're intended to receive, like they receive it the way that you're. And lots of times he would not receive my message in the way that I intended him to receive it.
Mm-hmm.
So learning those things of how to communicate with him, when to communicate with him.
Mm-hmm.
She was not always the best time as soon as he walked through the door after working 10, 11, 12 hours.
Like when I'm ready.
Right? Because I just got to say it.
Mm-hmm.
Learning those different times, picking those specific, being intentional and strategic, and picking those times when, he's more relaxed. His mind is in a better place. He's not as stressed. So then I wouldn't get the reactions that had I talked to him when, he's all wound up.
Right.
I wouldn't get those same reactions if I just changed when I talk to him. And sometimes the setting, maybe not always in the house, maybe going out somewhere can help. Especially, depending on what I have to speak to, him about. So, yeah, that has taught me that.
Yeah.
And I think, the beauty is that I'm still learning.
Yeah, I think it should never end.
Yeah, I'm still learning.
It should never end because as people, as we get older, we change.
We change.
Right? Or I hope.
We should.
But I hope we are changing.
Change.
Yes, I cannot be the same I was when I was 18 years old. Like, I hope I am changing. And with that, I mean...
Look, I just have to say this because that brought up a great point. I'm in this master class, right? And, oh my God, last night, a quote that he stated was, if your future self does not look back at your past self and disagree with something, then that means time has changed, but you have not.
But you have not.
Like,
you have
how
not.
powerful is that?
Because I think your level of maturity, the way in which you process things, it all has to match your age. You cannot be this many years, I don't know, you cannot be 40 years old per se, but still have the mentality of an 18-year-old.
You should not. Oh, God,
come
on.
You have to kind of keep up.
Level up.
You have to level up.
You got to.
You have to. I think that sometimes that may be what happens with some unions. When one person is doing just that, but the other person is not.
That's a whole nother topic.
We
can go on and on and on. But hey, you get in the comment section and give us your thoughts and feedback about marriage and unions and how this thing works.
I don't know, because like you said, it's so much. Because I was even thinking about marriage or having a union and then parenting children. When the two people have two different
parenting styles, yeah, that's what I mean. It's so layered. It's such a dynamic topic that, I mean, it could definitely be a part 2 and 3 with some special guests. Who knows? But yeah, I think we can keep the conversation going because it's such a layered topic.
It is.
So that was a great discussion. Now you know what's next. All right. Let's get to it.
I heard
you already got one. Yeah, you are.
Well, that was easy. That was an easy one for me.
Here's another one. I think I know this one based on what you said before. Would you rather have universal respect or unlimited power?
Respect.
Yep.
Respect.
All right. Would you rather have everyone know... No, I'm sorry. Would you rather have everyone you know be able to read your thoughts, or for everyone you know to have access to your internet history? What are y'all searching?
Wait a minute. My whole internet.
Oh, you get to know a person a whole different way. Search their history. Yeah.
Do I may have to do some deleting first. Okay. Oh my Lord. I don't know. Well, I mean, I don't want people to know my thoughts. That was the first part of it, right?
Right.
But I think, like, if you go through my internet,
you might know your thoughts.
You will know my thoughts anyway.
Right. How to get away with
blah blah.
Right. But I don't need it. I'm just curious.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather to be able to breathe underwater or fly?
I think I want to be able to. I am trying.
She's trying.
I'm really trying, and I thought I was doing so well.
Don't ask any questions. Just work it out in your head.
We're gonna be here all night.
No, well,
because I need to process this out loud. Because what's the purpose of breathing underwater if it's not like I like going in the ocean? But then I think about, but I like going on cruises. So maybe if I breathe underwater, because you never know.
Right.
But then flying, I'm gonna say breathing underwater because I have no interest in flying.
Right.
As liberating as that may feel for some people.
I would rather know how to breathe underwater.
Why? What was your, why do you think that will be beneficial to you?
Well, it'll be beneficial because we are surrounded by water, one.
Well, that's true. Right.
Right. If something were to ever happen, if one of my children fell in the water or something, I could get them with no problem because I can breathe underwater. So at least I know I'm not dying.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Are you able to pass on those powers to your loved ones?
No.
So, I don't understand your logic.
Okay, if I'm walking down port side and when Jordan happens to fall in the water, I can jump in there and get her.
Oh no, my mind went really far. I'm talking about being underwater, like the whole state. The whole hands of roses underwater.
My God.
Like how do you say? Yeah.
No.
Right.
Bikini bottom.
No. Beep up. Hey Tiana.
Okay, listen. This one is real. Okay?
Okay.
You're gonna have to think about it. We're grown.
Even more.
And we were talking about marriage, so it fits. Would you rather never talk to your family again or never to have sex again?
What? That's not even right.
Would you rather? What means more to you?
That's not even right because I may say, well, you know what? I choose my family, but then I go home and I'm horny.
Exactly. You gotta make a choice. You gotta chuck the deuce to one. Which one?
So who's included in this group of family members who I cannot speak to anymore? Who? Is it my mom, my children?
It just says your family. Who's your family?
That's not even right. You know what? What will you choose?
Wow, I have not worked this one through. I'm gonna say, yeah, this one is tough. Because never to talk to your family again.
Well, because you were doing math before, and we so good.
It was so good. That was good, right?
Math.
1 times 1 equals
1.
Oh, okay.
So let's think. Okay, so I'm gonna take into account.
How
many years or how many years
do I have left
of being sexually active?
It should be a whole lot.
But how many years I have left
Compared to not ever speaking to your family again?
Right. Like, when am I supposed to die?
I don't know. I'm gonna probably say never have sex again. I don't know.
Poor thing.
Wait. You can. I mean, you know.
No, I don't know.
Okay, I'll tell you after. Never talk to your family. Well, it can go either way. I can choose either one.
Choose one. No, you
I can choose either one.
Well, I can choose either one too.
Well, go. I asked you first.
Either one.
I kind of gave mine. I said never have sex.
No, but then you said you will take it. You said something about wait a minute.
Which one, Mercedes? Make a choice.
Okay, how about...
Hurry up.
Okay.
One.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Shoot.
No.
No. Shoot. Say your answer.
I don't have one. Okay. I'm going to choose my family.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Take...
All right, so that concludes Would You Rather. Such a tough one to end on, but
it shouldn't have been so tough. Wait, no, like looking back now, that's messed up.
It's okay. It's just all for fun.
Willing to choose sex over my family? Like, what was I thinking?
You did.
I had a hard time.
You did.
I'll choose my family. I'm gonna choose my family.
That's what I said, and you were like, good luck.
No, because I was thinking if your family probably get away from you anyway, because you know how cranky and grumpy you're
gonna be. Very.
You end up losing your family anyway, and now you don't have sex or your family.
I don't know.
Okay.
We're out of time, but we are not out of conversation. So again, do not forget to subscribe to this channel.
Right.
Like this video. We had fun today, y'all.
Yes.
Like this video. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and like us on Facebook.
And comment.
She likes to read the comments.
I don't respond all the time, but I like to read them. It just gives me a different perspective sometimes.
Absolutely.
Think about things. So thank you for your opinions and for sharing.
And if any topics you would like for us to discuss, you can also leave that in the comment section as well. So on that note, remember, life doesn't have to be this or that. It should be this and that.
Adios. Bye. Share.